Hello and welcome to another Vinny Talks Yanks. I'm your host Vincent LaRose, and today the Yankees have managed to take Game 3 in Houston, to take 2 out of 3 in Houston, move back up to 3 games out of Toronto, going back to New York, to the Bronx, to play Toronto for a 3-game set in the biggest series of the entire season. And overall, I think for the first thought, as most probably do have about this Houston series, is wow, the umpires were absolutely horrific. They were terrible this entire series. Both sides too, for the Astros as well. Not as many missed calls as for the Astros, but some egregious calls on the Astros side as well. The whole bat situation tonight with Taylor Trammell was kind of strange. Just in general, I mean, wow, it was bad. Horrible strike calls, horrible. Just the strike calling, the decision making, the just throwing people out immediately. It was just an awful, absolutely embarrassing showing for the umpires in this series. And it's not just the Yankees and the Astros series, it's constantly happening around baseball. That's why year after year there's new replay rules, there's more rules being added to favor the players over the umpires, because the MLB knows they have a problem. And unfortunately unfortunately there's an umpires union, so it's hard to really just fire certain umpires and all that. As we know, Angel Hernandez was as bad as he was for years, but the situation, I think, is getting a little bit out of hand. Too many umpires are making the game about themselves, when at the end of the day it's about, the players playing the game, and it's an entertainment business, man. You can't be having stuff like that, especially with all the gambling going on now. I just think it's way too fishy, and something has to be looked at. But regardless of that, Yankees killed themselves in Game 2. They're the reason they lost that game, not solely the umpires. I know the umpires did not help, but they're the reason they lost Game 2. And Game 3 was sketchy till the very end, to say the least. But the Yankees, of course, at the end of the day, they won 2 out of 3, which is, I think, really all you can ask for going into Houston. Really, we should have gotten a sweep. We would have been 2.5 games out right now, meaning a sweep of the Blue Jays would have put us in first place. But at the end of the day, a sweep of the Blue Jays would have us, technically we'd still be in second place, because the Blue Jays have the season series against us, but it put us in a really, really good spot to win the division. So overall, my take from the series, just guys to be looked at. Trent Grisham, of course. Wow, Trent Grisham. I mean, this guy cannot get more clutch. He's been absolutely amazing for the Yankees this year, having a season absolutely nobody ever would have imagined he would have this year. The Trent Grisham trade is looking really nice right now. I mean, 30 home runs on the season, nearly doubling his career high of 17. I know, 4 more to go, but I wouldn't be surprised if he hit it at this point. Constant, just not only just home runs, man, not only good defense, just good defense and home runs at perfect times in the game. Constantly able to hit clutch homers, get clutch hits, get the walk when needed, make the play in the outfield when needed most. Just Trent Grisham has just been phenomenal for the Yankees this year, and it's really cool to see guys like that. That man's about to get paid, bro. But good for him. And overall, man, I mean, Judge is still a little bit worrisome. I don't think we see Judge in the outfield, maybe till the postseason, to be completely honest. I think the injury with Judge is a lot worse than they really want to tell us, and I think it was probably going to require some sort of surgery or some sort of long-term rest before he can throw again. So I think you just save it for the postseason, so you don't have Giancarlo Stanton out there in the outfield, and you can have Stanton in the lineup the entire game, and you don't have to constantly take him out in the 7th or 8th inning. But only the Yankees know that. Nobody else knows that at this point. But Stanton has hit the ball. I know he's in a little mini slump. I think he's 1 for his last 20, but he has a couple walks in there, and he's only chased a couple pitches, so I'm not too worried about Stanton. Ryan McMahon, though, tonight, I know he didn't have a great series, but tonight was his night. 3 hits, 3 RBIs, a huge home run, 2 RBI singles. Just Ryan McMahon put the bat on ball tonight, did exactly what he needed to do, and got hits in big moments. Obviously, they gave him the error on a ball he caught, and it was on the transfer. And just, again, another horrific call by the umpires. And I'm honestly surprised it's a rule you can't review, or that's a play you can't review. It doesn't make a lot of sense why you can't. I mean, it's very easy to just go, yeah, that was clearly on the transfer. If you can make the call in real time, it should be a call that is reviewable. I don't get that MLB. It makes no sense to me. But like, you can sit there and review and talk about an illegal bat, but you can't review a transfer call. But anyways, it is what it is. Yankees win the game. David Bednar looks shaky. Luke Weaver looks shaky, but Fernando Cruz, man, the energy, you gotta love the energy, just coming in and shutting down and doing exactly what we needed to get done. And wow, man, Fernando Cruz is just, it's like literally like a late trade deadline like addition coming off his injury, man. Wow, he's been so awesome for the Yankees all year long. Anytime he's on the mound, I know he's had a couple hiccups here and there, but he's been so fun to watch, and the energy, I love it. It reminds me of Rosario too. You know, I know Rosario doesn't really get a lot of playing time, but man, if somebody hits a home run, he's already at the dugout congratulating them. And it's just good guys to have in the clubhouse, and it's really, really fun to watch a team when they are on their game like this. You know, I'm a little worried about Jazz, of course. You know, Jazz leaves tonight with not only one but two knee contusions on two separate plays as well, which is wild, absolutely wild. So hopefully he's all right. Hopefully he can go for the Toronto series. If not, I'm not too upset. I mean, obviously you're upset because Caballero is not the player Jazz is, but you do have Caballero who can play. Sorry about that. Who just plays a different game, a game we all like to like, a gritty, hard-playing game. Steals a lot of bags, he runs really fast, good defense, and hits here and there. So, you know, it's not like you're replacing him with a bomb out there, so it's still okay. Hopefully Jazz doesn't miss a lot of time, if he misses any at all. But it's really, really important for the Yankees to get this wild card, because Detroit's gonna end with the best record in the American League, but Houston and the Mariners, we have a better record than both of them as of now. So if we were able to get the division, we would get that bye, and I think this team really needs to bye just to regroup with the pitching. You're gonna have, you know, two rookies going into the playoffs as starting pitchers. You have a couple guys. I'm sure Stanton would love the rest because he's been playing a lot of outfield. I doubt we see him in Game 1 tomorrow, and then Judge, hopefully that couple days of rest as well can get him ready to be able to throw in the outfield, because Judge is needed in the outfield bad right now. But you know, we'll see what happens. It's a little update, like Yarborough comes off the IL and he's put on the expanded roster, and they bring back up JC Escobar, who will likely just be sent down once Austin Slater is ready to come back up from his rehab assignments. But overall, man, you have to be really happy with the Yankees. Rodon, I thought Rodon was going to absolutely explode tonight. I thought he was going to get thrown out after he got that last out and scream at the umpire. I was quite surprised he didn't. Maybe the umpires were talked to about how quick their hooks have been, and how that, you know, it's just embarrassing to just throw players out of the game because you felt like your feelings got hurt or you got insulted. But Rodon had a phenomenal game tonight. Even Warren yesterday, Game 2, he pitched really good as well. I thought he had a little bit of a quick hook. I know they're a little worrisome with him going into the third time through the batting order. In Game 1, I thought it was Max Fried. If I'm not mistaken, it was Max Fried. Game 1 is kind of a blur to me because the Yankees, I'm pretty sure the Yankees just sorry about that. Yeah, the Yankees really just beat up on the Astros in Game 1. That's today's game. What am I looking at? Yeah, Game 1, they won 7-1. It was Fried. I knew it was Fried. Fried had a great start too, so 3 great starts. Obviously, the worrisome right now is the bullpen. The bullpen looks really bad, to be honest. Bednar looked bad today. Weaver looked bad back-to-back days. Cruz is really the only outliner. Devin Williams looked bad, as he always does. Camilo Duvall looked bad. It's just got a lot of guys who've we have 5 different guys who have closed really, really important games in their career. Maybe not David Bednar because he's played for the Pirates, but like Duvall has closed games in important games for the Giants. Weaver obviously was closing games in the World Series for the Yankees last year. why am I? Devin Williams was closing games for the Brewers when it mattered most, and then of course, we have Bednar as a closer. Cruz didn't really close games much, but besides that point, like maybe 4 guys, but you got 4 legit closers on this team, and 3 of them, I mean, truthfully, all of them are struggling a lot. Like it's tough to see. So hopefully they can all figure it out. I think they need to be mixed up. I think Bednar is okay in that closer role right now, although tonight looked a little sketchy. Sorry about that. But mix Duvall up, throw him in the 6th inning a couple times. Weaver, maybe just get him in different spots, different matchups, different spots in the lineup. I know they like using Weaver as like a lefty guy because he has better splits against lefties than he does righties. But all in all, they got to figure something out to make this go more smoothly, because it's getting really bad. And it's like I got 4 Clay Holmes on this team right now, so it's really aggravating. But all in all, the offense continues to roll. I mean, they're still scoring a lot of runs a game. I know Volpe got a couple hits this series, but I mean, some of his bat, you could just tell by his at bats, man. He's trying to hit a home run every time. I don't understand why. He looks bad. I'm sorry to say, he looks really bad. But Bellinger continues to look good. Rice looks good. I know Rice's defense was a little bit of a letdown today. They end up giving Caballero the error on that throw from second, and during that double play, Rice has to catch that ball. That ball wasn't even like for a ball for him to pick. That ball, he should have just caught it in the air. So that's tough. But Wells seems to have gotten going a little bit. He had a couple hits last night. Three extra base hit last night actually. He looks good. So all in all, the offense looks well, and these are also against good pitchers. I mean, Christian Javier has good good stats against the Yankees. I know Framber Valdez doesn't really have great stats against the Yankees, but he's still a really good pitcher. And of course, obviously Grisham is just better. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean Grisham, God, man, you gotta love Grisham, man. He's just been tearing it up for us, and you love to see it, obviously. And again, like I said before, I know Stanton struggled this series. He had the one huge, bob yesterday. Sorry about that. But he does have the walk to start the 8th inning, which is good enough for me. And Dominguez ends up coming in just looking like he looks worse than Stanton in left field at this point. It's just get Stanton off his feet. But all in all, just a good series all around. We're going into a very important series. I believe Schlittler gets game 1 of Toronto tomorrow. Hill is game 2, and I will be at that game, Saturday game. And then I think does Fried get game 3? Yes, Fried gets to game 3. We're going against Bassett. So game 1, Yankees got, who they got? Gosman, who has been very good against us. Game 2, we got Scherzer, who is also, even, these guys have 4 ERA. All of them have +4 ERAs, but every start they've made against the Yankees this year has been really good. So we shall see. Oh, that's pretty cool. They're showing the matchups. Damn. Caballero has a 1200 OPS against Bassett for tomorrow. Dominguez has a 2000 OPS against Bassett. Goldschmidt 1300 OPS. Judge a 971. So just a big series. I know the Yankees have struggled mightily against Toronto this year. I mean, most of those struggles came in Toronto. So hopefully going into Yankee Stadium, get a little bit better atmosphere. The fans on your side this time. Hopefully that's a better outcome, because I mean, even taking 2 out of 3 here, you're still 2 games back. I know Toronto doesn't have the easiest end to their season. They have Boston a series. They got Baltimore a series as well. Baltimore's been playing good, but we also have Baltimore 2 more times this season. So just the Yankees really need, we need to sweep, man. Truthfully, we need to sweep. I think sweep brings all confidence back in our way. I think the sweep will really put us over the edge to end the season, as we really need it, because that mid-season struggle really hurt us bad. And a stat I saw pretty interesting today is the Yankees, 12 times this season, the Yankees have gone into the 6th inning winning, and we have lost, which is one of the worst in the MLB, and that needs to stop now. I mean, the bullpen has just obviously not, like, trade deadline, we're like, oh, we don't, let's screw a starter. Super bullpen, which honestly looks good now because, Schlittler looks really good. Warren has been pitching really good. Rodon and Fried continue to pitch well. And Hill coming back, it did work out for Brian Cashman. He did get, I think he lucked out a little bit. He's lucky nobody got hurt. Although if somebody did get hurt at this point, you throw Yarbrough back in, who knows now after the injury, but he had been starting really good for the Yankees this season. But, you make that super bullpen, and it's really backfiring right now. Duvall, like I said before, looks bad. The bullpen, they need to figure the bullpen out. It's just bad right now. Like, they need to get in the lab and figure some stuff out, whether it's mechanically with some of these guys, whether it's just location, or whether it's putting them in the right spot to succeed at the end of the day. But that's really it for this series, and the updates for the Toronto series coming up. I really, really, really hope the Yankees can pull one out here. Like, even a series win at least. Take 2 out of 3. Going only 2 games back with 2 weeks left in the season, when we have one of the easier schedules in baseball to end the season. So hopefully we could do that. I know we also have Detroit coming up, and then Boston after. Well, we're in a little bit of a rough stretch going against opponents. But I'm going to end it there. Enough has been said. As always, thank you for everybody who is watching on the YouTube side and or listening on the podcast side. I appreciate every last one of you. It truly means a lot to me. And of course, have a wonderful morning, night, day, whatever time it is, whatever it is for you. I hope everything works out for you today. And of course, as always, go Yankees.